Podcast, WATP.
Brendan Schaub moved to Texas, and the reason why he moved to Texas is because Bryan Callen moved to Texas. And the reason why Bryan Callen moved to Texas is because Joe Rogan moved to Texas. I wish I was making this up. I am not. Bryan Callen decided my
Are
career...
we moving to Texas?
No.
Okay.
Bryan Callen decided my career is going nowhere. I live in LA, and I'm not getting the gigs anymore. I'm doing this lame show, The Fighter and the Kid, with this guy who's mocked everywhere he turns, and I got to get away from this and start doing something different. So he tells Brendan Schaub, I'm moving to Texas. I want to be with Joe Rogan and the Mothership and doing comedy out in Austin, which is the new comedy mecca. And much to Bryan's chagrin, Brendan Schaub, the family man who had to quit doing stand-up comedy in order to be with his kids more, says, all right, I'll move to Austin. Let's keep Fighter and the Kid going. And here we have it. They just made the move. Brendan Schaub is now living in Austin, Texas, and he does the Schaub Show. This is his solo show. And I don't watch a lot of it. It's a lot about UFC stuff, and it's not things that I'm interested in. But the beginning of this is him talking about the move to Texas. I go, oh, he's got to have some stories. He just moved his whole family. There's got to be some things to talk about here. Turns out that not only is Brendan Schaub dumb and unfunny, he's also one of the most boring guys you'll ever see or hear on a podcast, which is not good if you want to be an online personality. Being boring is not helpful.
Don't I know it?
If you want to be successful and grow a fan base. So he starts off the show talking about trying to find a new gym now that he lives in a new city.
So we made it, though, man. We made it. Doesn't feel real yet. Today it kind of felt a little real because I'm all about routine. So I went to the gym here. Still trying to find my gym. I don't think I found the gym I'll be going to, but it's a gym. Again, compared to LA, no traffic. I mean, the gym I went to was downtown. I went there, zero traffic. I mean, it's 5 a.m., of course, and then when I came back at 7, zero traffic. Because I was like panicking because I was on the treadmill at the end there, and I was like, oh shit, it's 7 o'clock. I'm gonna hit rush hour. I'm so screwed because I'm used to LA. Nothing. Like, this is weird. It's weird, dude.
This is how he starts off his show, with traffic talk.
Mr. Schaub, what's the refuse pickup like?
You can't think of a more boring thing. He just drove with his son 20 hours to get to Austin, got moved into a new house, and the first thing he talks about is going to the gym and worrying about traffic, which actually wasn't too bad, guys.
Nothing.
Pretty good.
It feels like somebody's about to run in at any second and say, guys, you're on. You're on.
Yes! This is the small talk with the
Yes.
producer before the show starts.
Yes.
All right, you ready to start the show?
I will tell you, I actually felt bad because before Normal World started, I was just sitting there with Garrett and Dave, and we had a very funny conversation for a good 10 minutes. I was like, I wish this was part of the show. None of us were talking about the traffic. None of us were talking about mundane nonsense. I just noticed now, the Schaub Show, his new logo says Austin, Texas. I don't know about you, Adam, but when I listen or watch a podcast, I want to know where it's from. That's a really key element in that, to know what city they're broadcasting from.
It's crucial. It's
Gives a
crucial.
shit. All right. Well, we're off to a good start. Let's find out about Brendan's son, Tiger, about his schedule that's coming up.
So he has his baseball camp all this week. Following week he has football camp, and then the last 2 weeks of June he has baseball camp, and then he has tryouts for his team. He has tryouts for 2 teams, so we'll see. See how these Texas boys stack up to the Cali boys.
Yeah. Cool.
This is how isolated this guy is, because anyone who's ever had a boss knows what it's like to have your boss talk about this shit, and you have to just sit there and pretend to be interested and laugh. Oh, yeah. Oh, Tiger's, he's got a good swing. I'm sure he's going to give him hell, right? And he just sits there all pleased with himself. This is not a podcast. It's not a show.
Anecdotes about your children can be interesting. This is not. In 2 weeks, he'll be doing this thing, and in a couple of weeks after that, he'll be doing that thing. Like, if he was telling us about getting kicked out of his son's Little League game,
that's all I was thinking about.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about what his schedule is going to be. So then he brings up the fact that he brought his kids to a college baseball game recently. So I'm like, oh, good. He's going to tell us the highlights of this experience going to a college baseball game.
Took the kiddos to the University of Texas Longhorns baseball game. They're in the playoffs right now for the NCAA. Them boys are good. Have you guys been to a college baseball game? I prefer college baseball over pro. I like both. I love college baseball, how hard they try. It's just as pure as it gets. These little bastards went yard several times. Some dude had a grand slam, and it's not a huge stadium. It's not big at all. So it's nice. So there's no bad ticket. Merch is lit. Food was super lit. Way better than like Dodger Stadium. Yeah, it was fun, man. It's fun. College baseball, it's finest. Kiddos loved it. So.
All right, so let me just review the highlights that we got from this experience that he had watching a college baseball game. The players played hard. His seats were pretty good. Food was good. Merch was good. Kids had fun. He just told us nothing.
It's like he's avoiding something.
It is like you know what? That's an interesting insight. Because I was just thinking, wouldn't it be more interesting to complain about something?
Yep.
Instead, it's like, hey, we're in Austin. Food's great. Stuff to do. Traffic's no problem.
Merch sucks.
Like you're like this guy's miserable. He's regretting making this decision. His family probably hates it. Mm-hmm. And he's just like trying to justify, like, no, this is great. Everything's good. Everything's really good here. And his poor producers.
He let out a big sigh. You heard. Yeah. He let out a big, like,
you're right. And his poor producers. So this guy Chin is moving to Austin to produce these shows that get 25 to 30,000 views, which is crazy to me. You would up and leave and have a staff of people come with you for Fighter and the Kid and the Schaub show. But Chin has not been able to find a place to live. And so we asked him about that.
What'd you guys do? You guys got in what, Friday?
Yeah.
And you're here till
Thursday?
Yep. And then, Jim, when do you move out here? I'm confused. Why haven't you found a place yet?
I'm literally looking for. I've been looking for spots, but I couldn't find any spots. But tomorrow at 12:30, there's a real estate person help me find a place to
Take you
just
around.
rent. Just rent for
Till you learn the lay of the land.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yep. So doing that tomorrow. Yeah.
So then, but until you find one, you're gonna pull the Callen, fly back and forth.
That's
every
all
week?
I can do. Yeah. I don't.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I mean, if I can't find a spot, what can you do?
You could find one though, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I don't want a piece of crap spot either.
You're looking for like a rental.
Yeah, he just said that. Yeah. I can't believe his producers are more boring than he is. He's like, I have nothing to talk about. Hey, what's going on with you, Chin? Nothing.
Yeah, but
Oh no.
Chin's holding back some aggression there.
yeah.
Yes.
The words missing were "cause of you, asshole."
Well, and I was talking about this with Drew yesterday on the Drew Lane show. We were playing The Fighter and the Kid, their first show in Austin. And again, it was like talking to Chin about how come you haven't found a place yet? What's going on? And Drew's just like, hey, he probably doesn't have unlimited funds.
Exactly.
He probably has to find a place he can afford. Yeah. So it's a little more difficult. He's like, why didn't you buy a house yet? We both bought houses. I was in my pool this morning. It's just like, yeah, fuck you. That's why. That's why I don't have a house.
Exactly.
He has this. Brendan has this smug smile the whole time, real cocky with his legs crossed, just feeling like the boss.
Yep.
And then they cut to Chin and the other guy, and they look like people in the middle of a move. They look
Yes.
like real life. They look like they're running a show and they're moving and their life is, and now he wants to talk about it in this real candid flip way when all the subtext I get is, why can't I stay with you?
Yeah, you got 7 bedrooms at your place. One of those couldn't be mine.
You know I don't know anyone in town. You just got to town. Maybe I could stay with you instead of you laughing at me for flying back and
Right.
forth.
My OCD doesn't allow me to
Yeah.
have visitors.
That's such a good point because he goes, so what are you going to do? Like fly back home? And Chin's just like, it's not what I want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not happy about it. I don't like a commute where I have to get to an airport every morning in order to get to my workplace.
Not to mention, I wasn't expecting to talk about it.
Right.
Yeah. It's some real let them eat cake stuff. He's
Yeah,
just
but don't worry. Brendan's doing great.
I found a good taco place. That's about it.
I was eating tacos in the pool.
I've just been grilling a lot. Yeah, I'll figure it out, man. It's weird. It's like you're the new kid in school. The neighbors, this is weird.
Okay. So again, we're back to Brendan explaining his experience in Austin. He's got nothing. He's got nothing to talk about. Listen to this interaction with a neighbor that he can't wait to bring up.
Like everyone, Rogan talks about this, like how pleasant everybody is here. And, I wake up early, so I was walking the neighborhood yesterday with the pup, and I see, it's not a huge area. There's like 10 homes where I'm at. So I see a guy walking, so clearly he's part of the neighborhood. And I go, morning, which is rare for me. I usually have my headphones on, just keep going. I go, morning. He goes, morning. It's going to be a great day. And I thought, what the fuck's he got going on? What do you mean? What do you got going on? What do you got going on? You going to a game or something? What did you win the lotto? What's so great about today? That's just how they are, though.
Adam, you seem riveted.
Was that like Chip Chipperson stuff? Is that what he does?
It's insane that he thought that was an interaction he needed to talk about on his podcast. But what's even crazier is that after this show, he goes on The Fighter and the Kid with his buddy Bryan Callen and tells the same story.
No way.
My neighbor, who's the nicest guy, dropped Bossy's tire was a little flat.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I have one somewhere. And then I didn't ask him. I came back out and there's a pump outside the tire. I'm like, oh, you didn't have to do that.
Oh, that's
Just
so
nice.
great. Yeah.
I wake up early. I was walking around there, but I was telling the guys in the shop, so I was walking around. First, so I got in on Thursday. Thursday night, slept the first night at the house. Friday morning, woke up at 5 and just ran around the neighborhood, jogged around, walked around with the dog. And I see one of the neighbors, and I went, morning. And he goes, it's going to be a morning. It's going to be a great day. I went, yeah. I thought, the fuck, what you got going on, dog?
I
What do you
love
mean it's
that.
going to be a great day?
If he turned that into something, it'd be something.
No, but he told it exactly the same way.
Told the exact same thing. He just goes, what's that all about? I don't know. You tell us. Why did you bring it up? Why not have a reason to tell us about this, like a take on it or something?
It reminded me of Opie a little. Like he wasn't expecting an actual interaction of any kind. And he's like, whoa, what is that supposed to mean?
Yeah. You're just supposed to not react to me, and here you are being friendly back. What's this all
Or
about?
is that code for something?
Well, he is coping, and he is trying to paint this as a pleasurable, fun, rite of passage journey, when really it's just like a lonely man on his own making a last-ditch attempt to risk his entire career by hanging out with the cool kids.
Yes.
He's completely isolated. He's lonely. He doesn't know what he's even supposed to like. So he's doing the classic, in the big city, no one talks to you, but these Southern people, or they really look after each other. But he hasn't gone deep enough to explore any of that. I think he's miserable, and he's trying to paint it as if things are just starting to happen.
I agree with you. And this last clip I have on here will kind of illustrate that point, because he moves into this neighborhood. I'm sure it's a very nice neighborhood. He says there's only 10 homes around where he lives. They're probably very big homes. And they decide to throw a party for him to welcome him to the neighborhood.
And then the neighbors threw a block party for us when we got there. My wife told me, what? For what? She's like, just the news of the neighborhood. I'm like, that's so weird, man. Everyone's super nice. Then they invite me over for drinks, and they're playing. This you would fit in better. They had drinks. They were drinking whiskey, and they were playing. What's the golf game where you slide the
Golden Tee.
Golden Tee? He's like, whiskey, Golden Tee. All the boys are over.
What?
I put, nah, man. It's 9 o'clock, Doc. It's 9 o'clock, bro. What do you mean? Tomorrow's Monday. What you talking about? Yeah. I was like, oh, no, man, I don't drink. But once they find out I don't drink, because then they stop hitting me up. That's how it goes. You don't want to bring a guy who's sober around while you and your buddies are having fun.
So even with everyone trying to make him have a good time and enjoy himself, he's such a bore that his story is, they threw a party for me and I had to go home and get to bed and sleep early.
And what a judgmental fuck. He's like, they wanted to welcome me and my wife to the town. Weird. And then they said, do you want to play this game and drink? And I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Okay, you sound like an asshole. They
That's
sound fun.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like, he's immediately shown everyone who he moved in the neighborhood with that he sucks. They're all just like, hey, man, welcome. You came from California. You're going to love Texas. We have so much fun here. We're doing a cookout today. And then we'll play video games later. And it's just like, nah, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And his wife agrees with him. Like, what do they want from us?
But what did you think? Like, okay, he doesn't drink. That's fine. Couldn't you still hang out with the guys and play some golden tea while they drink whiskey and just get to know them a little bit? That's why
if you're
they're
fun,
doing this.
you can hang out. You want to. You
Right.
don't mind not drinking because that's the choice you've made. You found other ways to have fun.
So that's what's going on with Brendan Schaub in Texas. Good decision. Good decision to move your entire family and producers and everyone else for The Fighter and the Kid, a show, and The Schaub Show. 2 shows that are dwindling in audience size. It used to be pretty big shows. Not so much anymore.
Does he do any comedy sketches or bits or anything in there? Or is it just him talking about his day?
Well, then he talks about UFC.
Oh,
He's an ex-UFC fighter, so.
Okay.
But no, he doesn't. No, there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing. It's literally, it's just the worst content you could possibly watch. And I don't understand, and we've talked about it before, but a lot of these West Coast guys just think that they're interesting, and they don't have to try to be interesting because they're interesting. They already have a name. So yeah, of course, I'm Bryan Callen. Of course you want to see me on a show. Just sit there, with bad posture, barely giving a shit that I'm there. It's a weird way to live, but easy. I'll give them this real easy way to live.
Who are these podcasts?